Are you tired of trying to compete against 18 billion other people on Etsy trying to sell the same exact laser engraved coaster as you are? In today's video, I have 5 products, slightly more niche, that you could try out if you're looking to start a laser engraving side hustle or you have dreams of going full time, or you could just use them as inspiration to get those creative juices flowing. Let's get started. First product on the list, and something I hadn't even considered until I started doing research for this video, and that is custom wedding guest books. This is a great product because it's a meaningful memento to an important day in a couple's life, and it's in a very high demand niche where people don't mind spending money, and that's wedding products. I'm going to show you 3 examples here, ranging from a simple, minimal design all the way up to what I consider the most high-end looking design that I came across on Etsy. First up is a wedding guest book by the shop Eureka Gift. The material list and construction for this guest book look to be pretty minimal. What we have here looks to be 2 pieces of 1/8 or 1/4 inch plywood, laser cut, and then the design for the wedding is laser engraved on the surface, as well as some ornamental design on the top and the bottom. You could probably pick up a free SVG file of something like that online, or just buy a really nice one off Creative Market. Then on the inside, it's filled with blank cardstock paper. That's for all the guests at the wedding to sign their name and their well-meaning messages to the bride and the groom. And looks like it is secured together by 2 loose leaf binder clips on the edge here. As far as pricing for this item goes, it looks like they're selling it for about $50. And if we take a quick look at the reviews for this item, you can see here on the left is an example of the guest book that this customer bought, and they gave it a 5-star review saying it's a beautiful book. Next up, we're going to look at a slightly more intricate interpretation of this product. This listing here is by the shop LKW Studio, and you can see instead of laser engraving the design on the cover, they opted to vector cut all of the design motif out, and then it frames the bride and the groom's name as well as the date for the wedding. And instead of opting for the loose leaf binder clips, they went with a more intricate piece of leather and some what looks to be brass rivets here that hold the spine together, as well as a closure to hold it closed. If we take a look at the inside, they even took the paper offerings to another level. Instead of just offering blank sheets of paper, they offer an upsell where you can customize the interior sheets of paper to a couple different options. This is a great way to customize your listing, and to print something like that, you wouldn't need anything more than a standard laser printer. As far as pricing goes, let's take a look. They have a bunch of different options as far as sizing and sheet packs go. So let's look at the most expensive one. Looks to be about an 8x12 with 130 sheets of paper, running for about $80. Currently on sale from about $100, it says, and also currently in 12 carts. So people are looking to buy this item. Let's take a look at one of the customer reviews. You can see the photo of the book that they made here on the left, and then another 5-star review. Can't wait to use this for our wedding. It came out amazing. And our third and final example here, this one stood out the most to me when I was researching these on Etsy just by how nice it looks. And it's by the shop called Red Berry Guestbooks. They are a star seller here on Etsy, and this product is actually an Etsy pick. So Etsy's trend editors who comb the website looking for things to feature picked up on this one, and they promote it. You can see it's still following the same basic concept as the other guest books, 2 wooden covers with cardstock paper on the inside. However, the way they designed it makes it look completely unique. It has the wood ply cover with the wood ply separated spine, and the laser engraving of the bride and the groom and the date goes on the right here. That binding you see on the inside is a faux leather, which holds everything together. And here we can check out what the guest book looks like in action, people signing their names and their messages, and even sticking some photos for the wedding onto the pages. As far as pricing for this item goes, let's see what we have here. We'll check out the 8.5x11 in cherry wood. And the most expensive option looks to be about $84 for line standard paper, on sale from about $112, and currently in 20 plus carts. So again, a really popular item. For marketing something like this on Etsy, you want to make sure to try to differentiate your offering. Try different cover designs, or maybe try different kinds of wood. A lot of these are made out of cherry and maple ply, but there are other types of plywood out there. Maybe try targeting a higher end customer by offering laser cut lettering and border graphics, but you want to make sure to charge appropriately for something like that. Marketing a product like this outside of the standard Etsy website route, we're going to have to figure out how to get in front of the eyes of people who are planning for a wedding. Do you have any bridal or wedding related shops in your local area that you could work out a deal with? A product like a custom guest book probably isn't top of mind of someone who's planning for a wedding, but if something they can see and hold, they might just want to order one from you. The second product we're going to look at today, I'm just going to refer to them all as address maps. There are many different variations of this product, however, they all have one thing in common, and that's that they prominently feature a specific location, an address, a town, a city, or even a state. These are often given as housewarming gifts, anniversary gifts, or just general decor if you happen to like a place a lot. So let's take a quick look at 3 examples ranging from simple to more complex. First up is a listing by the shop Adversity Gifts, and you can see this is a pretty standard interpretation of this style design. This looks to be a standard 1/8 inch piece of plywood, and what they did is they took the address that the customer provided and put it into some kind of map software like Google Maps or one of the other many types of maps that are out there, and then created vector lines to engrave based off of the address location. You can see here that in addition to just engraving the lines of the city, they have the words Home Sweet Home and the address at the bottom, as well as these little laser cut and stained pin designs that denote where the address is on the map. And then from there, they just put it into a standard frame that you could probably pick up at Michael's. As far as pricing goes, let's check out the size offerings here. It looks like the 11 by 14 is the most expensive and then has the frame color that doesn't change the price. And it looks like it's on sale for $63.74 now, down from about $75 and currently in 8 carts. Next up, we're going to check out a slightly more stylized interpretation, and that is the listing by a shop called Memories Made Custom. Although you can see that the intention for this product is different, this is tailored towards a Valentine's Day or anniversary gift. The overall concept is the same. The customer provides you with an address, you import it into a map, and then you laser engrave and laser cut those details into your product. This looks like they imported the address directly into a Google map, might have even just screenshotted the Google map and then raster engraved it onto this heart shape and then cut a collar of another or darker color of wood on the outside and created a little stand at the bottom to hold it up. As far as pricing goes on this item, you can see that they have a couple different options here, just laser engraving on the front. Adding some text on the back is a little bit of an upcharge, and then adding the handwriting, which is you probably write a message and then they scan that and laser engrave that onto the back of the heart here, is another upcharge on top of that. So we'll go with the most expensive, add handwriting, and it looks to be about $50. And if we were to check the reviews for this product, you can see the customer's photo here of their wooden heart, 5-star rating, and they gave this as a wedding gift. And let's take a look at our third and final example in this category. And this product really caught my eye when I was surfing through Etsy. This is a listing by the shop called Myrrh Wood Home, and they are an Etsy star seller. Again, this product is following the same standard as the other 2 products in this category that I showed you. However, they really went the extra mile and made this extremely unique. What they did here is instead of laser engraving the map coordinates, they actually laser cut a section of the map coordinates out and then layered that on top of another piece of plywood to give it some depth and some color. Here's an example showing you the 2 layers with the heart as the background that was stained to show a river. Not only did they add those details to the map portion of the product to make it look the way it does, they went a step further and made the frame look awesome. You can see the finished product gives the illusion that the map is floating inside of this frame when it's really attached to a piece of plexiglass or even real glass. I'm not exactly sure what they used. And then there is some more laser engraving on the frame here. This is probably just a generic message that they have in a template file. And then down at the bottom is the family's name or the bride and the groom or whatever they're making this for. It's just a really awesome way to go the extra mile and create a unique product. As far as pricing goes, let's take a look. They have a bunch of different sizes. We'll go with a standard size. Let's look for the large, which is 11 by 15.5. We'll go with the heart. And this one is running about $139 on sale from about $199. So this is a high-end product and currently in 18 carts. So people are spending the money for a product like this. And taking a look at the reviews for this product, you can see a couple of the customer images here and 5-star reviews. They absolutely love this item. Checking out another one here. Here is another 5-star review. As far as marketing approaches for this product, I think the best option is probably the housewarming gift approach. Both direct-to-consumer selling on Etsy or your website or Facebook, but also if you could partner with local real estate agent. They often give small housewarming gifts to their clients when they purchase a new home. You can even see here in one of the customer reviews, this is a realtor who bought this item as a closing gift for one of their clients. This offline approach, this partnership with a real estate agent, could provide you with a steady flow of work without having to go out and acquire any more of your own customers. The third product we're going to look at today is pet memorial headstones. Might be a little bit of a downer of a product, but if you're a pet owner, you know, well, they all die eventually. The pet world is a multi-billion-dollar industry, and there are laser businesses that just focus on customizations in that niche alone. Dog and cat collars, leashes, tags are all really popular products. However, trying out some of the second-tier items like a pet memorial headstone might be a way to avoid the crazy competition for those top-level products and break through the noise. The first listing we're going to look at here is by the shop called Pacific Customs, and this is just your standard slate memorial. This is actually an Etsy bestseller as of right now. This item has high sales volume over the past 6 months. So to offer a product like this, you would bulk order pieces of slate in whatever size you would like to offer. This seller currently offers them in 12 by 12, 6 by 6, 12 by 8, and a 12-inch round circle. And then you would laser engrave the details of your memorial on top of the slate. The good thing about this is you can run this type of engraving on a diode laser or a CO2 laser or a fiber laser. You can see that this seller not only requests the name and the dates for the pet, but they also request a high-res photo so they can engrave the pet's photo directly onto the memorial headstone. A lot of the products in this niche are still sandblasted or hand engraved, and something you can do as a laser engraver that they can't is offer a lot of customization as far as the layout for your headstone, as well as offering the ability to do a lifelike photographic engraving on the slate, like you see in the example here for this product. As far as pricing goes, let's check out what they offer. The 12 by 12 is the most expensive, and let's check out here. We'll just select design number 1. And it looks like a 12 by 12 is running about $75 on sale from about $83. And it looks like it's in about 20 plus carts now, so this is a high selling product. And down in the reviews for this product, we can take a look at a couple of the customer photos. You can see one here for a pet with a 5-star review, and another customer review here giving a 5-star review for a 12 by 12 with their pet Layla here saying, you know, this is absolutely beautiful. The next listing we're going to check out is by a shop called Melton Memorials. And this is basically the same concept as the slate design. However, they're engraving it on a more live looking rock.
You rock, Rock.
Checking out the photos here, these look like rocks you could just go pick up at your local landscaping shop. And after engraving, they look like they were color filled with probably like a headstone pigment. Word of warning, before you embark on offering this type of stone engraving, make sure that your laser is strong enough to do that deep of an engraving into a piece of stone. As far as pricing goes on this product, it looks like the 12 by 8 option is the most expensive, running about $98. And you can see here that this is a much more stripped down offering. They don't offer the photo engraving or anything like that. It's basically some basic words, some basic graphics, and some dates on the stone. And checking out the reviews for this product, you can see the customer image here for their pet Bruno Mars. 5-star review, absolutely stunning, loved it, and will go in the garden. As far as marketing for a product like this, your ideal customer is pretty cut and dry. The hard part's just going to be getting in front of them. If selling on Etsy, make sure that your photos are on point and your descriptions are good, and definitely try running some Etsy ads to get in front of people's eyeballs. Outside of Etsy, see if you can work with some local pet shops. Do the best engraving you can come up with and see if they'll let you offer it in their shop on consignment. If you're part of any neighborhood Facebook groups, just post some of your samples on there and become the pet memorial guy or girl in your neighborhood. The fourth product on our list today is custom engraved silicone Apple Watch bands. Laser engraving on silicone is super easy, and people are always looking for ways to customize their expensive tech accessories. Let's look at a couple examples. The first listing we're going to check out is by the shop called TMB Creations Co., and this product is currently a bestseller. What this seller is offering here is just a cut and dry, simple personalization. See in the examples here, we have initials, we have full names, and they even offer the ability to add small phrases if you're interested. The awesome thing about offering a product like this is they're cheap and easy to buy in bulk, and they're small, so your runtime for an engraving isn't going to be that long. As far as pricing goes, it looks like it's the same cost no matter what size you get. And there's currently $15.99 on sale from about $40 and currently in 20 plus carts. Checking out the reviews for this product, you can see multiple 5-star reviews. Here are some of the customer images with all of their custom engravings. Second listing we're going to check out is by a shop called Luxy Bands, and they decided to offer something a little bit differently. Instead of a blank band, in this listing they're offering a vector flower motif. And just to show you how easy it would be to do something like this, even if you don't have any graphic design skills, you can come over to Creative Market, and I found this product called Floral Logo Line Art, and you can see it's essentially the same thing as is being offered on those bands. You would go ahead and just spend $30 on the commercial license for this, and then you could arrange them as vector engravings on your bands and just keep selling them. You'll make that $30 back in like 2 days. As far as pricing goes on this item, let's see what we have here. I'll select the largest, and they are offering it at about $17.20 on sale from about $21. And the good thing about something like that is, since there's no personalization involved in this product, you can just bang these out and stock them on your shelf and sell them as they come in. And the last listing I want to show you on this product takes that concept to another level. This listing is by the shop called Colorado Maven. They are a star seller here on Etsy. And what this shop has done is they took the concept of the stock graphic that they're going to offer, and they just made it based off of real places. For example, this one is based off of Bryce Canyon National Park in Utah. And they have another one here that's based off of Zion National Park in Utah. And you can see it's just a vector design of some minimalist looking mountains and clouds and the sun. If you're doing something like this for real places or real people, you're going to want to make sure that you don't step on any copyrights. But you can see something like this is kind of just like an homage to the place. As far as pricing goes, I'll select the largest size, sky blue, and they're offering them at $26.95, which is substantially more expensive than the first two that we looked at. And they have roughly 16,000 sales and 5-star reviews. So it just goes to show you don't have to price things how everyone else is pricing things. If you create a product that people want, they will pay for it. And if you decide to go the stock design route, you could expand that niche to basically anything. The way that this seller focused on different national parks, you could do this for dog lovers. Have bands for French bulldogs, for golden doodles, for Rottweilers. Not only will that differentiate you from the other sellers, it'll make it a lot easier to stand out in search when people are looking for products related to that niche. As far as marketing for a product like this goes, I think the Etsy marketplace is by far the best place to start with. A custom engraved Apple Watch is a pretty specific product, and Etsy is probably the number 1 or 2 website someone's going to check out when they're looking for something like that. This will work especially good if you're creating designs that are currently underserved in the Etsy market space. And our 5th and final product on the list today, I'll start it with a question. What if you're someone who doesn't want to deal with personalization at all? You just want to run your laser and crank out as many products as you possibly can in one day and sell them online. Well, this product, or category of products to be more exact, will allow you to do just that. And we're talking about bulk blanks. I don't have any specific listings to show you in this category. However, I'm going to show you 2 shops that are killing it in the bulk blank game here on Etsy. The first one we're going to look at here is Lotus Leatherworks. They are a star seller and 57,500 sales. And you can get the idea of the type of products we're talking about just by looking at the home screen here. Let's click on this listing here. The idea of a blank product is slightly different than the other products we've been talking about so far. All of the other products are considered end goods. Blanks are used by people on Etsy who are crafters and makers looking to incorporate what you cut into another design, into another finished product. Taking a look at our blank here, this is obviously a soaring eagle silhouette, and they offer it in a couple different sizes and in a couple different offerings. So you can buy this as one, or you can buy this in a set. It looks like a 12-inch tall soaring eagle, costs about $11.25, and you can see that all of these are cut out of 1/8 inch thick birch plywood. And here's the second shop I wanted to show you. This is Laser Lingo, another star seller, about 30,000 sales currently. And you can see it's pretty much the same style of product. They're just silhouettes of different designs that are cut out of 1/8 inch plywood and offered usually in different sizes and as wholesale. So let's talk about the pros and the cons of the bulk blank game on Etsy. We'll start with the cons. The first being that this type of product goes for a much lower selling price than does a pet memorial headstone or a custom address map. Some of those other products we looked at were in the $100, $200 range for a finished product. You're going to be selling these probably, let's see, in the, $2, $5, $10 range per blank. And you're going to have to package them for shipping and store them and do all the stuff you would have to do to get this product to your customer. That might not be worth your time to you. Second con, you're going to have to come up with a large cache of graphics to turn into bulk blanks. Looking at the homepage of Lotus Laser Works, you can see over on the left, they have big numbers in all of these categories. So you're going to have to figure out a way that you can generate lots of graphics that you can legally sell on Etsy. The last con kind of relates to the first con, and that is the pricing for something like this is kind of going to be a race to the bottom if you're doing the same type of clip art style designs that everyone else is doing. If I can find this pickup truck blank in multiple shops on Etsy, of course I'm going to go to the cheapest one because it's all the same product. To remedy that, you're going to have to figure out a way to offer a bulk blank that people want to buy that's also not being done by everyone else. Now for the pros, the first pro being there's no personalization, so it's a lot quicker to just knock these out. You can cut an entire sheet of these and stack them up on your shelves and have them ready for sale. Second pro, and this is kind of a tip for anyone starting out on Etsy who's having trouble getting sales, this kind of product is a lot easier to get your sales initially than it is to offer like a custom watch band or something like that. The problem is when someone's searching for a sentimental gift on Etsy, like a pet memorial headstone, and they see that you have no reviews and no product sales, they're going to be a little iffy if they want to trust you to create this memorial. However, when someone's looking for just a blank baseball to paint with their kids that costs $5, there's a lot less thought process that goes in with that. They're more likely to just give you the sale, and then you can more easily build up your numbers that way. And third pro, if you can really figure out a type of bulk blank that not a lot of people are offering, and you could corner the market on Etsy, you can get a lot of sales. Bulk blank doesn't just mean a funny design cut out of an 1/8" piece of plywood. Any material that you can cut on your laser, you could offer as a bulk blank. For example, you could use AI to generate some crazy off-the-wall alien space designs or pirate ships or something that people aren't currently offering on Etsy in this format. As far as marketing for a product like this, Etsy is by far the #1 choice. There's probably as many people looking for craft supplies on Etsy as there are looking for like custom gifts. My main Etsy shop, which I'm going to talk about in future videos, is exclusively in the craft supplies niche. I don't sell any end products in my main shop. And that will conclude our 5 product list today. Even if you're not interested in any of the products we discussed today, I want you to take 2 things away from this video. Number 1, even if Etsy is a quote-unquote crowded marketplace, there are plenty of unique and niche products, even more niche than the ones we talked about here, that you can start working on to get your foot in the door. And number 2, it really doesn't matter that there are a lot of people selling the product that you want to sell. In fact, that's good. It shows there's demand for it. The best way to compete with them is to take that popular product and put your own unique spin on it so the customers come to you instead of anybody else on Etsy. And if you took any value whatsoever from this video, I would greatly appreciate if you could just tap that like button. It doesn't cost you anything and it helps me out greatly with the YouTube algorithm. Thanks for watching.